Welcome back. Cindy Dole here every Saturday to rock your world as we think of ways to make those spaces you call home just prettier and better. Home Wizards is the show, and I hope you are having fun listening as we always try to have fun and laugh a little bit in between learning exciting new things to bring to the indoors and the outdoors of your spaces. And speaking of color, how would you feel about putting on the walls something like graveyard or, I don't know, wild thing or lizard breath? Those are some of the names of the new colors that are making a debut for the 2011 hot new trends, according to Behr Paint. And with me is the woman who gets to find all these new trends, Erika Wolfle. She's a color director for the company and a designer and expert. And so thanks for hanging out with us, Erika. Boy, some really kind of funky names.
Hi, Cindy. We did have a lot of fun picking out the names for the new the Behr color trend. Right.
So when before you even get to making the paint and picking a color, you are looking around. I mean, like we've talked with a lot of different trend forecasters in all different divisions of home and just living. You're kind of studying society, right? You're studying cultures all over to see what makes people tick.
Right. We're going to we're looking at fashion. We're going to trade shows and conferences. We're looking at retail, not just here in the U.S., but everywhere. We're looking at Europe, what's happening in Asia. There's all different places that we can go to look for inspiration for color trends. Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm. And as you've just released what you think will be the hot trends that we have to have in our homes on the exterior and in the interior, how is 2011 shaping up in terms of just how it might compare to this year or previous years?
Well, we're still, people are still looking at colors that are easy to live with, that are going to last for a while. We're looking at how people use color in smaller spaces because they're planning on, maybe downsizing, or looking at how they use color in a home that they're going to live in for a long time. So we think the colors that people are using now they still feel a little bit more neutral. We're still accenting with bright colors because they feel fun and optimistic.
So that's where the lizard breath comes in, right? You're going to use that as an accent, or it sounds like it's a bright green color.
Yeah, lizard breath is one of those terrific neon bright colors that you probably wouldn't put on all the walls in the room. You might use it on an accent wall. You might use it, inside a bookcase or something to just kind of like bring some life to an area. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very fun. And so paint a picture for everyone, since we're trying to imagine this on the radio, what the different themes look like. So one of them you have, it sounds like it's grays and blacks.
Yeah, we have boudoir goth,
mm-hmm.
which are glamorous colors that give sort of an edge of dark mystery, but they're sort of romantic too. We're looking at, kind of feminine mystique that wouldn't just be red and black, but also some dark purples, some dark grays that we can also bring in to make it just more exciting.
And what is the psychology of that? I mean, we're fed up with the economy and we just want to feel hot and sexy. I mean, where is this coming from?
But people are also entertaining at home. They might not be going out to restaurants. People are still going out to restaurants, but if they're inviting friends and family over, here's dramatic colors to create kind of an entertaining setting.
And you'd see these in a restaurant, too. A lot of times we like to take a cue from restaurants because they are also, like in hotels, you go to Vegas, you see what the wind is up to, and that might be the new color that you should have in your living room.
Right. If it's familiar to you and you see it being used in other places, mm-hmm. exactly that, you might want to use it in your living room.
All right. And so
trying to provide that inspiration. Yeah.
What about the rock and roll little cluster of colors?
Rock and roll, that's kind of our man cave palette. We're looking at different kinds of neutrals, or neutrals along with jewel tones. And I know jewel tones is kind of one of those words that people have heard about. They know maybe amethyst and they know maybe sapphire, but we're bringing now tropical colors to it, like a dark teal, a rainforest green, also cognac, kind of like those dark, rich, rusty orange colors, and it just kind of creates a more masculine feeling in a room, mm-hmm. along with kind of nostalgic rock and roll decor.
Mm-hmm. And then you have the Tokyo Pop, and it looks like that's kind of influenced by the anime and all that,
Right. This is more obviously more youthful. The colors are really fun. They pop. They're bright. They're flirtatious. They feel lighthearted, and they're very optimistic. They will cheer you up.
And the lizard breath is in there.
And lizard breath is one of our favorite names. Yes.
And what about Pinkalicious? What kind of pink is that?
Pinkalicious is a little bit of a light. It's a light pink. It's very girly, kind of bubble gum. Yeah.
And then you have the Danish twist. This sounds very refreshing. It sounds almost like my trip to Alaska over the summer, where you're looking at these, icebergs and glaciers. Is that kind of the feeling?
Well, it's a little bit more of a warm white. We're looking at warm white, some neutrals, and here's kind of our eco-aware palette. We have two greens that we're calling Wishing Troll is the lighter of the two, and Fjord Green is a little bit darker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so we're pairing those two with a dark blue that we're calling Starlit Night. And blue is very, very much on trend forecast palettes for the next few years. We're obviously taking a look at what's happening with blue. And some of the best blues that you can use in home decor are either brighter blues or deeper blues, like navy. So this one kind of falls right in between, in the middle.
So let's say that because you have a design background as well as being a color expert, and you've been, studying this and you talk about it, and so you're really on the cutting edge of it. As people hear this right now and they want to dive into a great project between now and the holidays, because company's coming, what should they be thinking about to maybe explore and try one of these new color palettes? What do you hope that the consumer is considering?
Well, I would hope that people are looking to maybe break out of white.
Yeah.
We promote white. We sell a great deal of white at Behr Paints. But to try and be a little bit more experimental, these colors are, they're not too scary. They're user-friendly. And you can always try colors, especially if you're not really sure, in small amounts. And Behr at Home Depot sells small 8-ounce tester jars. We can try a little swatch on the wall first. Look at it under all different light sources. Look at it in daylight. Look at it in evening light, natural daylight. Just look at it, test it, study it, see if you like it, and then go ahead and commit to the full wall. But here again, if you want to use a brighter color or a darker color, try it on just one wall instead of all four walls in your room. That's probably one of the best ways to get started.
One of the colors that everyone was saying would be the color for 2010, from the folks at Pantone to the fashion runaways to you name it. I always look at bags, purses in the department stores for my cue for color. But turquoise was supposed to be it, and so now what is turquoise going to be for 2011? What's the new evolution of that?
Here's what I think about turquoise for 2011. Moving forward from this year, because we've seen it kind of coming into popularity, turquoise is one of those bright fiesta colors that you can use, kind of like Latin-inspired. It's exotic. It's glamorous. If you think about like costume parades, feathers and beads and neon, it's a little bit flamboyant. But as we're moving forward, maybe into 2011, we might think about it a little bit more toned down, used in more southwestern kinds of palettes. Along with adobe clay or some darker purple. It's a really nice accent also with yellow gold.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, turquoise, aqua, teal blue, very, very much on in the trend forecast for next year.
And for those people who are still a little nervous about trying color, you say that there's some interesting new shades of white. We can try. What is your favorite new white or new kind of off-white that gives you a feeling of some experimentation without taking too many risks?
Well, white, here again, white, people love white. It's easy to use. It's a great color. I like a warmer white, and right now we have in our Danish twist color palette, we have Lucky Potato and we have Abelskiver, which are two nice off-white. They're easy to use, to bring other colors in to complement. They're soft, they're warm. These are probably the best new whites that we have in our trend palette for next year.
But isn't it true that if we, let's say we had a favorite sweater or something, can't we just bring that sweater in and then you can make the paint just how we like it to match our outfit or whatever we wanted?
Yes, we do. We do have a computer that scans in, reads in the color. Also in the stores we have a Color Smart kiosk, which will read in your color swatches and give you the best match to Behr colors.
Mm-hmm.
You can also look at Color Smart online at Behr.com and play with different colors and color combinations there, too, with your own pictures from your own home.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, because it is. There's really, It's so great with the internet. There's so many new tools that are out there. We were talking with the creators of this thing called Autodesk, and it's another way to drag and drop and visualize the makings of your room, and so you can see the pieces of the furniture without physically having to move them. And so anything you can do to help us see the color, it really helps us make that dream come alive.
I know.
And I think the gray has been really a popular color. And it looks like you were saying you have some of the grays and blacks as one of the palettes. I guess that's the graveyard, right? And
graveyard is one of our really good grays, our new grays coming in.
What is it with gray? I mean, we see it so much in clothing this year, and
kind of it's a replacement for black. It's not quite as heavy as black. It's just a softer version. And here again, you can complement it with so many other bright colors. You can complement it with orange, yellow, that bright yellow that we call lizard breath is another terrific complement to, like a light mid-range gray, like graveyard. You can do a lot with it. Purple is another great accent for grays.
Now, how about for those folks who want to just do something for the front door? I always take so much joy in driving around our neighborhood or other people's neighborhoods and then just seeing, what do they do for the outside of their house? It's just one of those fun little things to do. And then when you see this great front door, whether it's, a Chinese red, high gloss, or a forest green, or even a pretty gray, or whatever it is, you go, that person's home has got it going on. They've got real pride. And so what would you think would be some fun colors to try for our front door?
I love purple.
Yeah?
Seeing purple on a front door. I also love seeing like a rusty orange, like a firecracker red on a door. Green is very, very inviting and welcoming, and of course red. Red is probably the most inviting color of all. It's warm. It just kind of exudes, welcome.
I love black. I love black front doors.
Black front doors too. Black front doors are great when they're shiny, when they're like a semi-finish or a glossy finish too.
Yeah.
Looks really nice to have some reflection.
And we could try that. I mean, just all you need to do is just paint the front door, and it kind of gives it a quick little uplift, doesn't it?
That's right. I mean, it's a quick little makeover for your house. Yep.
Now, I bet you have a lot of colors in your home. You probably don't have a single wall that's just in white.
Well, right now I live in an apartment, but I did the first week that I was in my apartment when I moved here. I was like, I can't stand the white walls. I have to put some color. So I have actually Ultra. And it's an ultra color called Retro Avocado, which is kind of it's kind of a yellowy green, very bright. It works really well with my furnishings. And the other color is Carib, and Carib also in the ultra palette is like a turquoise, the bright turquoise blue.
That sounds.
They just really play nicely off each other with the other white walls.
Oh, so
I do like playing with color.
Sounds like you're on a constant vacation then, like you just come home to Cabo or something, right? Well, if you're living in an apartment, I think a lot of people who hear that go, wow, that's great. I live in an apartment and I feel so trapped. What would you advise to people who feel that they're at the mercy of their landlord and they want to just add a little color?
Like, oh, you can't paint. Yes, you can paint, because you can always paint it over before you move out. What I've done in my apartment is just paint one wall in each room. That's all you need to do. Just one wall. Completely transform that space.
Excellent. Well, great advice, and we can look at the colors on the website, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about color when we come back, and also more things tied to paint. So don't you go away. You're listening to Home Wizard, Cindy Dole. Our number is 888-539-2980. You can turn back the time by just maybe putting a coat of paint on the wall. Hello, 888-KFWB 980. We're back in just a moment.
If I could